Hello, welcome to the the week 9 review. No, season's winding down. This will be our second to last of the weekly reviews. Next week we'll do week 10, and then after that we're going to move to topic videos. So we're not, putting crews being evaluated for playoffs in this video. So, got a couple of weird questions or weird plays to look at. So we're going to move straight into it. This first play, we're going to look at a couple of different angles, talk about a few different things. But first, we're just looking at the play in general. Notice we still have, there's a wing back over here. He's still getting set as the ball's being snapped. And then you have the holder coming up before the ball snapped. Both of those are illegal in two different ways. So we need to make sure we have that, and then we have this defender jumping over the guard. So you got a couple fouls by the offense and then a foul by the defense here. But the main thing we want to look at too, and it's better to see in the next play, is this right here. You can see this player here hanging out, pretending to be on the sideline right in front of the wing official. And then that's who is the ball's thrown to. So here's another feed where you kind of see the dead ball. So you see they are in the they're in the huddle, and it was just a third down. There's a fourth down play. They're trying to see. Looks like they're trying to decide what they're gonna do. All right, so they make the change. Now watch number 12. He's the player in question. So he's hanging out, pretending to be talking to the coach, and then he's gonna go and catch this. This is illegal. There's a couple of different ways to do it. The casebook actually covers this. So if you have your casebook, you're going to look at 964 situation B. It's not an exact description of this play, but it's close to it. So 964 situation B in your casebook says following a kickoff return, A1 and A2 enter the field, while A3, A4, and A5 move toward the sideline. A5 stops within the 9-yard marks, while A3 and A4 continue toward the team box. The ball is blown ready for play with A3 and A4 outside the 9-yard marks and a snap without a huddle. The quarterback throws a forward pass to A4, who is going downfield as a wide receiver. The ruling on this play is illegal because a pretended substitution is used to deceive the opponents. The penalty of 15 yards for illegal participation foul will be administered from the previous spot since the foul occurred at the snap. So, this isn't legal participation, and as such, legal participation is a previous spot foul. So that's how you would negate the touchdown. So some have asked, can you enforce this as a UNS on the coach? And there are situations where you can. There's the unfair act stipulation. And of course, there's travesty of the game. Problem with that comes into, for travesty of the game, unfair acts, you have to know without a doubt that this was intentional. And there's always, the coach can always say, well, I didn't know, and all that stuff. So in order to use travesty of the game and unfair acts, you have to know without a shadow of a doubt that this was an intentional act. Because if you just say this is a UNS, well, then the score counts because a UNS treated as a dead ball. So it would be, you would enforce it after the penalty or after the play, touchdown counts, stuff like that. IP gives you the previous spot enforcement. So if you go with UNS, you have the enforcement problem. Like I said, you could use travesty of the game, an unfair act, but you have to know without a shadow of doubt that that was the intent. And it's hard to do. So, safe bet here is IP. If you want to give the coach a warning, go for it. But the safe bet here is illegal participation, so you get your previous spot foul. Okay, I want to look at this play and I don't want to get into was this targeting unnecessary roughness or whatever. We're getting the mechanics and whose key this is right here. So this is a crew of 6. And remember, we want to our key. We have initial keys, but once the play starts, you officiate the threats. What are the threats? So initial key over here. This is side judge. This would be your headline judge's key, and it's gonna see what they do. And let them, pretty much declare themselves. So if he stays out here, yeah, he could be the headline judge's key, but there's not really a threat here. Side judge would pick this up, just kind of keep an eye on him because you may have a threat here. But once the play kind of develops, number 7 is moving over into the flats here, and that becomes your threat because, yeah, he's covered, but there's good cushion. This receiver, though, especially if you're kind of going man ball zone and all that stuff, keeping an eye on where the quarterback's looking, you can tell that he's going to be the target. And just the way this play developed anyway, he's probably the target from the beginning because this receiver cleared out that secondary, and he's got his attention. So I think he was the target from the beginning. So as the side judge, you're going to move in on this key, and then you can clearly see all of this better. And you can better adjudicate if this was clean hit, if it's targeting is unnecessary roughness. From this camera angle, we can get into all that. It's not clear, so I'm not going to. But I just want to talk about the keys. So this would be the side judge's key. Remember, you officiate the threat, kind of watch your zone, and then you would pick that up. Get a lot of talk about hurdling. First, let's talk about the mechanics here. Remember, if there's a kicker and holder in place, we'll go to our scoring kick positions. No kicker and holder in place, though, in these swinging gate formations. This is crew 6 or crew 7. Be your normal scrimmage play formations. Exception would be we do allow the referee to line up straight behind. So you have 2 back here, but it's not a kicker and holder in place. You know it's not a kicker and holder in place because you don't have a player in the position of a holder with his knee on the ground. So no kicker and holder in place. This is just 2 backs. So crew here does a good job being in normal scrimmage play formations. They shift. Now we got a kicker and holder in place. Everyone gets in place. So good job here by this crew. But what we do want to look at is a possible hurling. You see a guy go right over the center. Now, this is not a hurling because see he dives over. For a hurling, you really need to have, it's almost like you're hurdling hurdles in a track meet. You got that foot in front of the other, you're leaping from your feet. He's kind of going head first. That's more on him. So that would not be a hurdling. But still something you might want to make sure you see that so you can see the whole play. I think here you just see the end zone view, gives you a better look at it. So he just goes head first over. It's not a hurdle. You kind of want to give him a hurdle just for a boneheaded play, but. So let's talk about triple option mechanics for a second. In a situation like this, you got no wide out, tight splits. Your deep, he's going to key off right here. It's your initial key. Wing's going to have this guy. Referee, as always, we got the quarterback. Once we start moving out here deep, you're now going to take this lead blocker. Wing on this side, you got the pitch guy right here. He's your guy. Referee, you still got the quarterback. Now, what you can and cannot do to a pitch guy, you cannot blow him up like this. Like in this particular instance, you could go blindside block on this, unnecessary roughness. If they tackle the pitch guy, you got a holding. What they can do, they can block. The defense can block this guy, or they can just push him off the route. You can do all that. You just can't blow them up. You definitely can't blindside block. You can't tackle them. Tackle will be a holding. But you can push them off the route. So in this particular play, this would be the wing over here. Far wing over here, if you don't have anything going on, you can peek in the backfield here. But we have to make sure that he does not get blown up like you just did. That is a foul. It's dangerous. It's an unfair. Same situation. Now we're going to go to the other side. And this kind of goes back to, this one gets a little more complicated because the deep over here, you do have a wide out and you see him cracking in like this. So we want to make sure that if he comes in and blocks, he's going to do a clean block. He's not going to do a crackback block or anything. If you're sure he's good there, there's no threat, then you might pick this guy up. Otherwise, the wing right here is going to be picking up. If there's a threat, and you do want to keep an eye on the pitch guy too. Referee still has a quarterback. In this instance, same thing happens right in front of the referee. And here we do have helmet-to-helmet contact. So this is you can do anything you want here, but it's definitely a targeting. Don't know if you quite have a blindside block because it looks like he does turn his attention and braces himself at the last second. But you can see there is helmet to helmet, so you do have targeting. And that was a correct call. Now, this is another situation where it's always a good idea to have 2 flags on you. Referee right here just has 1 flag, and now you got taunting. So you got to have 2 flags now. And then you don't have a flag to throw, which you already threw your flag. So it's always, sometimes a good idea to carry 2 flags, especially if you know you're going to have a chippy game. But, so the enforcement on this, you have targeting against defense, and then you have a UNS, dead ball UNS against the offense. Targeting is going to be enforced from the succeeding spot, and then the UNS, dead ball, you go back. So, it makes it easy. You just wind up right back in the same place you were, 15 yards. Don't walk it off. Just, you announce it, get targeting against the defense, dead ball, UNS against the offense. And then we got, you just first down, ball's going to stay where it is. I want to make sure that we indicate here that this is a backward pass. So the line judge is going to put his hand back. And the reason we do this for this reason right here, because this is a design throw. So we want to make sure we get that arm back, and we're indicating that this pitch right here is a backward pass. And it is. But we just want to make sure we get that arm back so everyone knows, okay, we got a backward pass. So everything's legal there. And last play, last play. Good horse collar tackle here. I mean, this is textbook. He grabs him right there, and that's by the back of the shoulder pads, or the nameplate area on the jersey is also now a horse collar tackle. Changes his direction, got that knee buckle, pulls him to the ground. He's the only one making the tackle. Got 2 flags. Like I said, this is just a textbook horse collar tackle. And remember, with the horse collar tackle, the key word there too is a tackle. It has to be a tackle in order to get that foul. I know I've heard some coaches, they just pull them. Coaches want the foul. Got to be a tackle. You got to bring them to the ground in order to get the foul. These are just other angles. All right. That is it for this week. A little bit shorter video this week because we've been working on the Crew of 7 film. So we will be back next week with our last weekly review of the season. So good luck this week and stay safe.